Hi guys. So really quick before I finally do go to bed, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. For some reason, I just can't find a reason. I can't find out a way to just go to sleep. But I actually went to sleep at 8 o'clock, and then I woke up. So that's part of the reason why I took like a short mini nap. And now my son's sleeping after giving him a bath. He went to bed like probably 10, 11, because I let him play a little bit. But anyways, I mostly wanted to talk about how yesterday, since it's 1 o'clock in the morning now, so it's the 14th. Some great miracle, some little mini miracles have been happening. Some great things. So I thank God for that because, like, after all the craziness that's been going on, I'm starting to see where the energy's starting to shift finally, a little bit, like for um better things to be happening. But I just got done watching Spiritual Advisor. Well, I didn't get to watch the full reading yet, but I like the thumbnail she put up there. It's a guy that has like it's a skeleton holding the cell phone to his head. I'm like, what he doing trying to talk on the phone? And that's exactly how I see these gang stalkers out here when they pull their phone out trying to like tell somebody the next location. Like, yeah, she over here. That's how they all pull their phone out. Just pay attention, especially to the last videos I posted on this channel, where like as soon as the lady came up there with her and she was damn near anorexic, like she was skin and bone. So might as well she just had skin on her. And that, as soon as I saw that video, that picture of, as soon as I saw that picture of the skeleton holding the phone next to his ear, I was like, yeah, that's her. She like a few more pipe smokes away from looking like that, unfortunately. But God forgive me, don't let that happen to that lady, even though she a gang stalker. She's just trying to make it out here. I feel like God like give me some more grace in my heart for some of these people out here. Cause like the crazy stuff that's been going on. Sorry, I heard something that was just kind of funny. But I noticed, so I'm just gonna skip straight to it. I felt my mom's presence in the car. Her presence. I said her present. Her presence in the car. And I was like, there's only one person I felt that way around, and it was my mom. And the crazy part about it is, while I was leaving the courthouse after the nice, lovely judge, Mr. Daniel A. Cross, decided to waive that damn near $1,300 of ticket because it had interest attached to it. It was an old ticket. He was like, you know what? He was like, you want to clear it? And then she was like, yeah, the prosecutor. And I was like, thank you, God, because I was praying. I was like, excuse me. I felt that energy trying to creep up in there. I was like, nah. I was like, in my mind, I was like saying it out. I was like, God, let your angels creep, like be in their mind. Let your saying all kind of prayers, like get in their heads right now, like, because I started feeling it trying to creep, like. I was like, no, so that prayer be working, baby. Because I said something else too, but I'm not gonna like say the full thing of what I affirmed with my words in spirit to happen. But I was so thankful, like when I was more dressed up earlier, he was like, you look great. Even the prosecutor lady, she was like, hold on, let me see what he talking about. Then she had stood up and she tried to look across the computer area too. They was crazy up in that. I was like, is this a real court case? The way the thing was happening, it was just a random hearing. It was scheduled during another time that another court date was scheduled for another one of the newer tickets for when the police were harassing me. And I know they were because they found random reasons to pull me over, stuff that plenty of people around here are doing, which is simply have their trip permit on the back of their car. And one state trooper was like, and you don't have it on, you're not supposed to put it on the back, and they don't have them laminated. Next thing you know, the hillbilly guy rolls up in the truck on the grass, and right next to him, he was like, oh, there's my bud. He just stopped talking to me and went straight to him. Just crazy stuff been happening. So, anyways, me skip all that for now. Like, I felt my mom's presence in the car, and I got happy again for a moment. Like that love feeling I felt towards my mom. Like no matter what she did, I always had that very strong pull and love towards her. no matter what. I don't know if it's because of something I heard people talk about, like when you love your abuser. But I just always had this love. I even, for some time, God had to show me that He's God, because I was telling God that I'm sorry, God, but I was thinking that my mom is God because she the one who I came out of, and some other stuff like that. He was like, baby, let me show you. But yeah, anyways, my angels dealt with me about a situation. And maybe they weren't playing. So they were basically, in short, I found out that I was harboring unforgiveness towards the individual who stole money from me and then kicked me out of their group of the Malachian Empire, Mr. Neapolis Malik Malachi. And like the woman that was part of the team, they were very disrespectful. And so they basically, the angels let me know to just show proof of it on a video, and then not to be cursing them out. When, just because he cursed me out on the phone and he refused to get off the phone, doesn't mean that I have to do the same thing back and then do it publicly on video. So I was guided to take down those videos, as I said on another video that I recorded yesterday evening, which I'm going to be posting it today. So anyways, it doesn't matter, you guys are going to see it. So when you see the, anyways, before I went to the court case, I know I just jumped stuff real quick, but I'm kind of getting tired. I want to go lay down, but I thought I needed to say these things. My mom, I had a dream that somehow we were at my mom's house, and there was this white table outside that looks like one of those iron tables that have like a pattern in it, and then this on the edge of there's like a frame on the edge of the table, and it's like swirls and flowers, but there was like this dirt that was thrown on the table and the plants, and I was outside cleaning it up, straightening it up for her, and cleaning it up and brushing the dirt off, like someone came and just vandalized the outside of her house with dirt. And I was cleaning it off, like dusting it off, wiping it, and making sure it's all pretty and white again for her. And for some reason, I knew we were at my mom's house. And when I say we, my sisters happened to be there. The two sisters that was in the previous dream that I had 2 or 3 days prior to this dream. And I had that dream yesterday on the 13th, May 13th. And that dream, the other dream, I would have to go back to see when Chris had messaged me the white dog picture, because as soon as I woke up from that dream running from a white dog that my sisters led me to, I had a picture that was sent to me of white dogs from Chris, who lives in Wichita, Kansas. I won't go further because he used to be out there on the internet, and I don't want to like draw attention to him unnecessarily, because he's going through some things right now, and he deserves his privacy. So anyways, it was just kind of a confirmation. And then I looked up what a white dog means, and they said it could mean good luck, but if you feel afraid and you're running from it. At first I wasn't afraid of the dog, but then it's like it became snarling and growling behind me, so I was like, let me freaking run. I had started running faster, because in the past, back in Port St. Lucie, Florida, when I came home from school one day, I literally had to outrun a dog that was chasing me. Like, the neighbors literally left the dog on chain, and it started running after me. Baby, I ain't never ran so fast in my life. And so, like, I still have those running skills too. But the thing of it is, I was in the dream running from a dog. At first, my sisters was running with me, and then they led me to where a dog. She was like, "Wait, Nate, we gotta go up the doggy stairs." I was like, what the hell is she talking about? You ain't seen this big ass thing trying to come after us like that. But I noticed before and it was like there was these 10, I don't know if there people ever went to these schools. It's like, it looked like almost a school that me and my family, my brother went to back in Boca Raton, Florida, for those of you. They left. It was like these trailers. They have those trailers outside. Like, it'd be the school right there, but then they have this other trailer buildings outside, and then it had like a ramp to it. Like, if some kids were disabled and they needed to wheelchair up into that little part, I think it was like extra classroom space, or storage space. I don't know. At some schools. was thinking about when I went to Chancellor Charter School, if it could have been, it looked kind of like that school. But anyways, there was a dog that was like waiting by the stair ramp, and then my sister, she ran, we were running forward, but to the left of us there were these trailers that were like, that look like they have them at school, where they have the ramp that goes in, up to the door, and it was like metal that looks kind of like bleacher type of material, and then there were also bleachers of a little further ahead, like maybe it was like a school field or something like that. And my sister stopped, and then she went to the dog like she knew the dog, and then it was sent running after me. And so I kind of got confirmation, potentially, allegedly, that my sisters were sending witchcraft after me. And it's kind of, weird, because they're my younger sisters, at least by 5 years, 5 or 7 years younger, 5 and 7 years younger, I think, or 4 and 5, or 4 and 6 or 7 years younger, both of them. And then now, and it was confirmation that they sent witchcraft after me, and that maybe my mom came, and the reason why we were at her house is because she was getting on them for sending witchcraft towards me. And it was crazy, because then things went great at the court hearing my lawyer and I went to today. And even the lawyer that was suspected of potentially being part of a setup of these officers harassing me, even she had like a different attitude towards me today than she normally did. 11:22. But it was great. And then the judge had a better attitude. Even a police came up in there, and baby, he looked like he was on steroids and mad as hell for some reason. It was he looked kind of like a Mexican Asian. His hair was flamed at the front. It was like sticking straight up. And I was like, baby, he need, how people say you need Jesus. If I could have that shirt on and be pointing to it while I'm walking out, baby, dang, something was wrong with him. I don't know what the hell. Some of these police, I'm like, they have too much pent up aggression. The judge had so much like joy in him, and I was so happy I got to talk to him after he ate his food. So I was like, yeah, baby. I was like, if we were waiting a little longer for him, 12:12. And then I said, if it's the guy in the pink shirt, the reason why he's late because he was eating his food. DoorDash came as we were sitting there, and they dropped his food. I was like, yeah, thank you to whoever cooked that food up good, because he was in better, even he had good spirits when I first saw him. I was like, okay, if that guy's the judge, there's a chance we could have a great outcome, a positive outcome. And earlier today, I spoke to a lady yesterday I spoke to a lady I used to work for, like as a caregiver in her house, um, whose her dad was like a Ku Klux Klan member, and but he had such a beautiful smile. You probably wouldn't even know that that guy was a Ku Klux Klan member unless you knew him personally. But she was raised by a black lady, so she has like this southern black lady accent, and it just looks kind of funny because she's like this super light blonde hair, blue eyed woman, but she sound like a black woman. So it's funny to me. 1313. So but not in a bad way. I thought it was cool actually. But she told me, be positive. That's the last word she said, because I had called her like a day or two ago, and she said, oh, I'm sorry I missed your call, and then said some stuff. And then she said, be positive, and text me back today. I just was checking on her. And then um, she said something about be positive, and then as soon as I picked up my cards earlier, it said something about remain positive, because I was mad as hell that they had it on the 13th, because they was hella using the number 13 to gain stock the heck out of me with everything. Like on other videos I talk about it, how somebody that said foam at the mouth pulled up a chair with the number 13 faintly written in the dirt of the chair. And every time I was invited somewhere, it was on the date of the 13th, and it happened to be May 13th. And my lawyer said, oh, can you, she was like trying to make sure I was gonna show up at court, and she was like, oh yeah, and it's on the 14th. And then I was like, how did she get it mixed up when she always looking at her calendar and not know that Monday was the 13th? And I said maybe she knew that I would agree if I didn't see that it was the number 13 on there. When I saw, I was like, okay, she told me to remain the other lady told me to remain positive, so maybe this will be a good thing, because sometimes, and my grandma died on the 13th as well, 1441. um of February back in 2022. So if that number stuck in my mind as well, um, because because of that, because I knew like the day that it happened, like that's the day I knew things were like it was a confirmation that some the things that I had been noticing or that wasn't right, that there's been some weird stuff going on in my family. And then that happened is and then it was like a month before my birthday, right before I turned 30 years old. That's when I knew things weren't going to be the same no more. And then it's like I intuitively knew that the way our family had been, like the at least the illusion of what I knew my family was, I mean knew my family of, was going to be like different. Like it wasn't going to be whatever I thought it was. And I knew that there was going to be some truths and things just weren't going to be the same anymore, which could have been a good thing. But I got confirmation as well that my mom presence was in the car with me, and I only feel that type of love towards a presence is for my mom, 1555. So I was just happy to feel her presence again after having a dream of her being in the dream. It's like her, like I didn't see her face, but I believe I saw her body, like her walking by. I never get to see her face. I always get to see like her arm or something like that. Or if she does pop her face in, is only for like a quick second, but her presence is felt more than me seeing her. Even with my grandma, one time I got to see my grandma, but it was kind of faint. Like it was, and if she, but I could tell she was looking the way she did, like back when she was in her 40s versus when she died when she was in her 70s. So I don't know why I feel like I'm sharing this for, but I guess I just wanted to talk about some of the changes that happened and how how my angels was dealing with me on some stuff, how God was dealing with me on some stuff too, like presenting myself a certain way when I talk about certain things, because he didn't check me on other things that I spoke on about like my therapist initiating a CPS investigation to try to cause some chaos in my life, to have like a dictatorship, like he was gonna rule what happens over my life, like I'll show you who's boss, 1717. And he had that kind of attitude. That's why I knew leading up to the CPS investigation, and then him thinking he was strategically backing out, talking about some all of a sudden around that same time that his internship was ending. That wasn't a good look. So now I see it's like they needed me to continue to. He was like, I would like to make sure. He was becoming like bossy, like he was gaslighting me and being like unnecessarily aggressive leading up to that situation. So that's why I haven't been going to therapy, and I only trust. Oh darn! I just remember I missed one of the sessions with Nami because I had a busy day today, going to court and stuff. But everything turned out pretty good. And then another, maybe I shouldn't speak on that, because when people know about certain things good happen to you, they try to send some more witchcraft your way to try to block and stop stuff. So I just wanted to like share how God turned some things around suddenly when I didn't um, have a clue where the blessing was going to come from, but I knew it was coming from somewhere, and it did. Something just miraculously happened. So it made up for the day, like when I went outside to go somewhere and I see that my tire is on flat, or people are telling me my tire was on flat. I don't know. It was just some weird stuff happening. But I guess I'm just trying to share that. I guess maybe the shift has started now in this part of May, because it was already being spoken about back in April, that about when the shift was going to take place, even back when the eclipse happened energetically. But I also found out that sometimes some things happen in the spiritual realm first, and it might take maybe a few days to a week to maybe a month for something to manifest in the physical realm. So that's why I was like, maybe this is the beginning of that happening, of that shift happening. And I feel like there was something else I wanted to share, but maybe I'll just leave it here because the video is already 20 minutes long now. I know there's a people out there that have attention span, but sometimes messages are found in people sharing their stories, even if it's just some simple stuff like what I'm sharing here now. And that's kind of the reason why I do it. So yeah, I think that's about it. And whatever it was that I wanted to sum up by telling the video, maybe that's what I'll put in the title, 2002. Yep, I think that's it. I feel like God's grace has finally been bestowed upon us where we could still maintain and not be so stressful, because I feel different in my spirit now, where I feel like there's more support spiritually, and the things that was happening, like maybe we're gonna start to see the karma take place. Not that is we have to see the karma take place for these people, but like even basically justice being served is what I'm trying to say. Like we'll start to see justice being served in little piece by piece, and maybe just me telling people this will give them a little bit of hope to know that if they just keep on pressing on and moving forward, even though it's hard, because trust me, I did not have a good attitude when I woke up. I was pissed because it was the 13th, and one my lawyer told me it was the 14th, and I think she knew that how I felt about things, consider because I spoke to her about some other stuff, and then the setup about all this is like I kind of don't care anymore. It's like things are, I don't know, I just feel like things are about to really work out. When I was starting to lose hope at first that maybe they wouldn't, I almost felt like giving up a few times. Of course, not like killing myself, guys, come on. I'm talking about like just stop caring so much about certain things and trying to be positive, but I maintained not I guess I should say maybe like doing certain things. Like I maintain having faith that even though there's something that I could have done, instead of me doing that thing which could have possibly gotten me a tiny bit of karma, or not karma, I don't want to say it like, because it's not something bad. Like I just don't want to feel like going into detail about it right now, because then I'll have to explain the whole story about, yeah, I don't feel like doing all that right now. But sorry, I just made this video way longer than it had to be, so I'm just gonna get off of here, and I'm sorry for wasting time talking about this.